Hi guys, it's Emily from Novel Novels and welcome to today's video. This is my classics for 2025. Yes, I know we're only in October, but I'm already planning my 2025. I've got these to show you. In December you'll see I'm going to pick 12 rereads for next year. And obviously at some point I'll be telling you my plans for 2025. I am already telling you that I'm taking my foot off the pedal a bit more and doing a bit less pressure, because obviously, as you all know, I'm already still going to be doing my Agatha for Alice, which will probably be going on a bit longer now because I'm adding books to it, and I've just realised, yes, I'm going to leave my camera as it is. You guys are happy. But my plan for 2024 was obviously to reread a lot of classics, and I've done that, and that was to get my love for classics back. And I also had some big books to read in this year, and that's again been a big success. But the classics one has been the biggest success in the fact that it has got me just knowing a bit more about what I like for my classics. It's got me liking the certain authors again. Victober has done me the world of good. Obviously you're going to see my Victober wrap-ups at either which side of this. And that's done me the world of good as well. So I think my love for classics is coming back. So I decided that for 2025, I'm going to be planning 6 definite books. Then you'll obviously see an extra one in Jane Austen in July, but that'll be a reread unless I find another book. I'm probably going to start looking for my books for Jane Austen in July. So I know that I'll be looking for like a contemporary of Jane Austen. I'm already starting to look for that. So there will be like ones like that, and there'll obviously be extra books for Victober, because you know me, as you've well seen this Victober, I do go full pelt for Victober. Now there are, on this list, there are 3 books that could count for Victober, 2 for definite, and one of them that I've decided I'm reading in October, so which I'll be telling you the months I'm going to be reading them. But I did want to take the pressure off. I've got books from different eras. I've got different kinds of classics. Obviously, like I said, I'm still reading my classics, my Agatha classics. And I might try and see if I can find some more children's classics. That would be quite a nice one to go for. But what other sort of classics do you think I should read? I'd love to know. But this really does interest me. Classics is something that I have been very hit and miss with. I'm loving Victober, and I will tell you one thing. There is one author that I have loved, and I will be looking for all of their books, and that's Wilkie Collins. I really got my love back for him. So I've not included a book of his because that would be just too easy. So I better stop rambling, hadn't I? Better show you the books. So as I show you them, I'll be telling you roughly the months I'm going to read them. This is rough. I may change my mind at some point, but these are roughly. And this is just to see how it's going to fit the way readathons work and the way my mind works. So the first classic I'm going to show you is the smallest on the list, and this is Journey to the Centre of the Earth by Jules Verne. This is more sci-fi. I am getting on a bit better with sci-fi, and I don't know if this is technically a Victober book or not, because I think there was one Jules Verne book which would have counted for Victober, so I'm not sure. But this is an ancient parchment set. I think we all know Journey to the Centre of the Earth. I think it's one there's been TV adaptations and stuff, and I would like to read Around the World in 80 Days by Jules Verne. That's another classic I'm going to look for. But with his nephew, an ancient parchment bearing a mysterious cryptogram maps and the most hazardous journey of Professor Lindenbrook's career. With his nephew and guide, Professor travels to Iceland. The journey to the centre of the earth begins on the summit of a volcano and takes them down through secret passages along a desolate underground sea populated by prehistoric marine monsters, on what may be a voyage of no return. So this is quite a sci-fi. It is short. It's literally only about 250 pages. But it does intrigue me. I would like to try a bit more sort of sci-fi kind of classics, and I'd like to try and be a bit different, and why not? This is like, I'm looking at this going, there's a list of other classics on here. I'm going, I do want to try other ones, but yeah. Anyway, that's one of them. I think I'm going to be reading this in August, because it's a nice short and sweet one to read in the summer when I'm going to be busy with the kids. The next one is a recent release, and I had a choice of my 2 George Eliot books. I got, but I decided out of the 2 George Eliot books, I decided to go with the one that I wanted the longest, and that is Felix Hul by George Eliot. And this will be for Victober. I don't know if it'll reach any prompts. I blooming hope it does, but I know George Eliot is an author that Kate from Kate Howe loves, but Katie doesn't love. I have read Silas Marner by George Eliot and I liked it. Middlemarch I was not a massive fan of, so I'm hoping I like Felix Hul. I can't remember what Katie from Books and Things thought of this. The problem with social continuity is that one that exercised George Eliot, right? Her concern that change at the time she was writing, and the Second Reform Bill was about to be changed, could come out of a man's passion, feelings and desire, rather than being imposed by a sterile political edict, is one that infuses the novel. By contrasting the lives of two women, apparently, Mrs. Transome, unbending and bloodless, a woman who embodies the worst elements of the past, and Esther, who fights for the free of her Transome connections to face the future with Felix, whose politics and attitudes embody a vital creative future. Let's hope I like this. Like I said, I am a bit concerned because obviously George Eliot is very hit and miss, and this is chunky. Even though the book looks small, it's like 636 pages. I've given myself a bit of a challenge for Victober. But like I said, I am really not sure how much of this I'm going to like, because again, I've just been very hit and miss with George Eliot. So fingers crossed. That might be. And then one I've had on my TBR for a good few years, and one of my other things is I really would have liked to try and get down, but read some of the oldest books on my TBR. I'm still trying to tackle that. And this is one that I had up for a poll last year for 2023's Victober, and it didn't win. And this is Sons and Lovers by D.H. Lawrence. I can't even remember if it fixed Victober or not. But again, this has been on my unread TBR for a long time, so I need to get off my bum and read it. And I've decided I'm going to start the year with it because it's Sons and Lovers. I'm hoping it's going to be one good one to start the year with. There was one place in the world that stood... Oh, D.H. Lawrence wrote that Blooming Lady Chatterley's Lover, and I hated that, so I'm slightly concerned. In his quest to find his emotional and independent self, Paul Morell is torn between the strong Oedipal bond he has with his mother and the relationships he forges as a young adult with chaste Miriam and provocative Clara. As Paul matures and struggles with his own and his mother's feelings towards the other women in his life, Lawrence expertly crafts a timeless and universal story of family love and the relationships that define us. This could be interesting. Apparently, this copy features a life and times of the author and stuff, and so apparently, even though this looks big, I don't know how much of it is big. So it's actually only quite small. Even though it looks big, I say small. It's 484 pages. So it isn't too bad. It does include phrases. It does have a little bit of a dictionary kind of adaptation thing at the back, which could be interesting. But I never look at notes. Should I start looking at notes? I never really do. There's not much of a pretext anyway. So, it has got the start of his Lady Chatterley's Lover and talks about other books. God, I hope I like this. I really hope I like this. Please be fingers crossed for me. Now to one that I am a bit scared about. In fact, I'm very scared. Very, very scared. Which is why I'm leaving this till May. And this is Homer and the Iliad. So it's got the two books. It's got the Iliad, and it's called the Iliad, and it's by Homer. I never understood this. I'm daft. It's got a flipping mahoosive bit of notes. 400 pages. Right, so my version is translated by Martin Hammond. This is a translated. It's about Greek civilization, and I love Greek books. You know this. I am loving the Percy Jackson ones. I'm loving Rick Riordan. I love anything Greek. But I have heard mixed things about this. The Iliad is the first and greatest literary achievement within Greek civilization, an epic poem without rival in the literature of the world, and a cornerstone of Western culture. The story of the Iliad centres around the critical events of the last year of the Trojan War, which leads to Achilles' killing of Hector and determine the fate of Troy. But Homer's theme is not simply war or heroism. With compassion and humanity, he presents the universal tragic view of the world, of a human life lived under dark shadow and suffering. and death. Okay, this is slightly going to be interesting. Apparently this translation is alright. I've heard mixed things. I really have heard mixed things, and not always great. Notes on the Greek text, I'm not sure how much I'm going to understand. I do love the Greek gods, so they've got about the son of Cronus is Zeus, and they've got notes about the notes on names, which I might actually read because I do find that sort of quite fascinating. I might actually read the introduction to this because it does look interesting. What day did I say read this? May. So it's kind of a misery book because if Jem and Scott are still running Misery May, that will work for Misery May because it is very miserable. Now to the next two books I'm showing you, ones that I'm most excited about, and you'll see why. And they kind of be read right at the start and right at the end. And Sweet's making her noises. So the first one, the one that I'm super excited about, and that is Tales of Angria by Charlotte Bronte. I'm reading this in March because it's my birthday month, and I'm always going to be a Bronte lovers. I might do, like, in March I might do a bit of a Bronte kind of month, so I might read this and then reread Wuthering Heights or Jane Eyre, because, like, for me, do I do that? Do I do like a Bronte themed readathon in March, my birthday? Because I love the Brontes. Would you be interested if I do that? But this is what I'm definitely reading anyway, and I'm definitely going to reread either Wuthering Heights or Jane Eyre. So I may do like a Bronte themed month in March, my birthday. So this is, I think this is her short stories that she wrote with Branwell, her brother. And I've heard about this, and I've never read it. It's the only Bronte work I've not read. I've read the poetry, I've read the memoirs, I've read letters about them. I love the Brontes. I could kill you, but I could still love you till my heart aches. Right, so she created an imaginary kingdom of Angria with her brother. So Charlotte created that with her brother, Branwell. The 5 novelettes are in this volume are the last of her Angria tales, written from the viewpoint of a cynical, gossipy Charles Townsend, and an ironic portrait of the intrigues, scandals and passions of the aristocratic view mode, with a varied cast of characters ranging from the ageing rank of Northanglerland and the Byronic son-in-law of Zamrola, to Elizabeth Hastings, the respectable young governess. Oh my god, this just looks so bloody good. There's flipping, she's wrote loads of abbreviations and notes. This is like fragments, so this is like 460 pages. Tales of Angria, and Tales of Henry Hastings. This just looks like really good. I know it's big, and I know that it's like lots of sort of stories within it. There's loads of notes at the top. There's the introductions. I might just have to read all of it because it literally does look good. Like I said, I am one of the biggest Bronte fans you could ever meet. I love the Brontes so bloody much. I need to reread Shirley. I need to reread that. But for me, Jane Eyre and Wuthering Heights are my 2 favourite books that have ever been written. And I'd heard there's actually a new Wuthering Heights film coming out, which I'll definitely go and watch. Don't know who I'll be able to drag to watch it with me. But this is that, and this is the reason why, like, obviously I've got to read this in my birthday month. So it's my last one that I've got. And then I've got all the Bronte works, and it makes me so happy. So yes, if you hadn't guessed, this is the one I'm pretty darn most excited about. And then lastly, the book I will end the year with one which was one that was gifted by an anonymous gifter on Amazon, and this is Toni Morrison's Beloved. I know Olivia loved this. I know that a lot of other people have loved it, but I have been warned it is going to be quite a book that breaks me. Seth is now miles away from Sweet Home, to the farm where she was kept as a slave. Unable to forget the unspeakable horrors that took place there, she is haunted by the violent spectre of a dead child, the daughter who died nameless, and whose tombstone was etched with the single word, Beloved. A tale of brutality, horror, and most of all, love at any cost. Beloved is Toni Morrison's enduring masterpiece. Why the hell I've decided to leave that till the end of the year? I think I've left it to the end of the year because it's one of my shorter books. I don't think it's got page numbers. Oh, thank God it does. So it's like just over 300 odd pages. But it is going to be one that breaks me, so it'll probably be read right at the start of December. But it does look really good, and I've heard really good things. And If I like this, then I might look for Toni Morrison's other books, The Bluest Eye, Sula and Songs of Solomon, because I do think that Olivia really liked them, so fingers crossed. So those are the classics that I'm 100% going to be reading next year and the months I plan to read them in. What classics do you look forward to read next year? Have you enjoyed Victober? And the last question is, do you think I should hold a Bronte readathon for my birthday next year? So I'm taking the pressure off myself, but do you think I should do that? Would anyone be interested? If you are, if not, I'm just going to read Bronte books and anything connected to Brontes in my birthday month. Right, but if you got to the end of this video, leave me a black heart, because black is the big thing of classics. To me, classics are the darkest classics, the best classics, unless you count Jane Austen. But a black heart if you got to the end of this video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. I know I'm getting ready to do my picture. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, not subscribe it. Ring on my ding-a-ling, and I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.